Welcome to the School of Love, the place where miracles are normal. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the School of Love, the place where we learn practical tools based on scientific research and our own experiences towards improving ourselves, living life to its fullest, and contributing to the best of our abilities to the world around us. I am Dr. Grajdian, and I'm a professor of media studies and anthropology at Hiroshima University. In my free time, I am doing my best to guide you in building up a life of contentment, joy, and fulfillment while applying lessons learned in school to overcome the difficulties, challenges, and insecurities of the real world. In today's video, I talk about how to gain and keep your peace of mind in 3 little steps. As someone who has found herself repeatedly in the situation to have found herself completely involved in chaos and in the middle of existential storms without knowing how I got there in the first place, and this several times throughout the last decades, I know how challenging and even daunting this can be. First, the decision to do something about finding yourself repeatedly involved in battles and struggles and storms, which are most of the time not even my own, and then to stick with the decision to actually do something about it. But sometimes we just find ourselves in the wrong life stage with unsuitable people around us who seemed so suitable just a while ago, and it feels like watching a movie which is our own life as if it were someone else's life. For whatever reasons, which might have led to that situation and which might have kept us in it. We feel stuck and increasingly resentful towards our own self. And experience as well as research show that staying there will only make matters worse. By the end of this video, you will have 3 simple steps to implement in gaining and keeping your peace of mind so that you can move forward in life with serenity and dignity. And now, first things first, that is two important disclaimers. The first disclaimer serves to strongly emphasize the fact that this YouTube channel, the School of Love, is not part of my educational and research activities at Hiroshima University. It is nonetheless part of my privilege, joy, and sense of duty to propagate and implement knowledge, information, as well as motivation and inspiration outside the limited framework of academic endeavors. Together, we can build up a better tomorrow for as many of us as possible. The second disclaimer relates to the fact that I am a trained musician and musicologist, not a psychologist, therapist, or counselor. The ideas I am sharing in my videos reflect my deep-going preoccupation with life, my own life and other people's lives, and express the results of my experiences, research, and, for better or for worse, my failures, as well as my recovery from those failures. Recovery which is still continuously ongoing. The ideas expressed in these videos on the channel named The School of Love cannot and may not and must not replace the consultation with specialists in whichever areas of your life you might have questions or you might struggle with. If you are new to the channel, at this moment I would like to ask you to please consider subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting. Thank you very, very much. This helps us not only with the mysterious algorithm, which seems to dominate the galaxy of YouTube, but also with contributing to the expansion of the community of humans doing their best to impact positively the world and those around them by discovering their authentic selves and living life wholeheartedly. Thanks again. And now back to today's topic, which is how to gain and keep your peace of mind. So I have found myself, I'm talking for experience in my past, I have found myself repeatedly in states of chaos, which wasn't necessarily my own chaos, but the chaos of other people. But for reasons which are beneath my understanding, that chaos would drag me into it. And the first, it is when one is in the middle of the chaos, everything seems out of hand and out of control, and what people usually try to do is to grasp control out of everything at the same time. And well, this never works, as you can imagine, because it does take a while until one finds oneself, until the chaos is so total that one gains insight into the chaotic situation or the chaotic persons. But because it is a process until one finds oneself in the chaos, it's also a process to get out of it. It doesn't happen at once. It happens. It takes some coordinated effort. Let's put it like this, between your inner world and the reactions or the attitude towards the outside world. And everything starts with finding some peace of mind in the middle of chaos. And in this video, what I'm trying to explain is how I managed and how I discovered to be actually very sustainable principles for dealing with the chaos. And so it's important to gain peace of mind, but it's even more important to keep that peace of mind. And the easiest way to gain and keep peace of mind is by not losing it in the first place. And the easiest way not to lose it is by not getting involved with complicated people. And the first step in doing this is to gain awareness, to gain insight into the fact that you are in a complicated situation, and that and instead of blaming others and present yourself as a victim of the circumstances, it actually makes sense to ask yourself the question, what is my contribution to my current situation? And well, this might deliver some uncomfortable insights. But nevertheless, you'll have to do something about it. And there are lots of like practical advice how to gain peace of mind and how to keep that peace of mind. For instance, meditate every day for 10 to 15 minutes, or for 10 minutes and then extend it to 15 and 20 minutes at a specific moment of the day. So create a sort of routine. What most of these people who recommend such a routine is that maybe they've been in that situation. I don't know, but many people cannot see that when you are in a chaotic situation, when you are in a tumultuous situation, you cannot meditate. So sit down with yourself for 2 minutes. Yeah, because so one of the first signs or one of the major signs that you were in a chaotic situation and you have lost your peace of mind, or maybe you never had it, is that you have this drive and this habit to live in chaos and to keep that chaos alive by getting involved in other people's dramas and problems, and by perpetually finding new goals to strive towards, which is actually socially not only acceptable but encouraged and admired, right? So develop this awareness of where you are at, and that you might have had a contribution to that situation. And then the second step, let go of this need to control the chaos. You cannot control the chaos. The chaos is just the chaos and probably controlling you. And how people try to control chaos is by being permanently busy. And this busyness, this being busy, gives them the illusion that they control something in their life because they are so busy. We all know these people, right? We all know these people who are busy all the time. They never have time. You want to sit with them for a coffee somewhere, and this is just outside of their worldview, sitting for 20 minutes, doing nothing, having a coffee, that's outside their their spectrum. We all know this, and we'll know these people. We sit around them, or every time we find ourselves around them, it feels like, my God, I'm so busy, I'm so lazy, I'm so useless and inefficient compared to them. And maybe you are that person. I know I was that person, and probably I still am to a certain degree, and make everyone feel incompetent and inefficient around me. So this is the first step, is become aware of it. And second step is to let go of the habit of trying to control the chaos and those around you by being busy and by getting involved in their dramas and by creating your own drama, And by being always busy and always on the run, and actually never have some time to just watch the butterflies and smell the flowers, that's a good thing to do as well. The third step is, after you have become aware of these situations, and after you decide, okay, I have to find some peace of mind, I'm getting crazy with all this chaos around me. The third step is actually to make the decision to find your inner peace and to keep it, so not only to find it, but also to keep it. And in order to do so, you'll have to make, so the first step in this, and the first element is to make the conscious decision that you need peace of mind, and that you're going to find your peace of mind and keep it once you find it. And give this direction, they give this command to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind will deliver the best solution for you. And how to find it, it will give you the solution. And once you have the solution from your subconscious mind, which why it's so important that the solution comes from the subconscious mind, is because the subconscious mind is connected to what Carl Jung called the collective subconscious, the collective unconscious, which is that part we do not see it, but it's as a immense, incommensurable repository of knowledge, of information, of experience since forever. And our subconscious, our individual subconscious is or unconscious is connected to that ocean of everything, of knowledge, information, of experience. And it will deliver the best solution for us, for our particular situation. You don't have to do anything about it. You just have to give this order to your subconscious mind, and then to wait for solutions which will come, and then to take over that solution, and to devise a process, a protocol, on how to attain, how to fulfill that solution of gaining and keeping, more importantly, keeping your peace of mind. And how do you devise this protocol, this process? You divide it in the first step into smaller phases, and then you take each of the two smaller phases and divide it again in two even smaller phases, and then you take each of the smaller phases and divide them again into two smaller phases, and you do it as long until you have a very clear process ahead of you, which allows you to start your journey towards your goal by incrementally implementing those steps. So, and why is it important to have this, from big to small, and then from small to big approach to attaining your goals? Is because when you divide a big process into smaller processes, and you do it gradually, you'll notice that any inconsistencies or contradictions along the way. You'll notice when there are some things which cannot work, or which are unrealistic, or which are simply they are impossible, and you can adjust accordingly. And vice versa, when you start implementing those steps, you can you will have to deal with the real life, because this is how we live in the real world, not in a vacuum. And you'll have lots of derailments and distractions along the way, and situations which will distract you, will derail you from the initial trajectory. But because you have this intermediate goalposts, regardless of how far to the left or to the right you'll go, you will find you will always be able to come back to the initial pathway, because you'll have this intermediate goalposts. And even if you miss one or two of the smaller ones, or even of the bigger ones, you'll still have the next bigger one, which will serve as a kind of lighthouse orientation point to come back to the initial trajectory towards your goal. Well, this is what I did in recent months, 10 to 15 months, let's say, and it helped me tremendously in putting my life back on track from whatever has happened before that. I hope this helps. I hope you find insights and in this little stories I'm telling you, and I also hope you'll you're enjoying to some point exchanging or getting this insight. Thank you very much for joining me today. As always, I'm looking forward to welcoming you here back again very soon. Love and peace to you all.